back with England for just the one game in this episode, but it's a big one. It's Scotland. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 4 of the England period of my career here on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for watching today's video, where we're going to be just playing the one game. We're going to be playing it against Scotland, as is mentioned. It is away from home. It is going to be at Hampden Park. Wow, what could possibly go wrong? And if you're excited to see how we get on against Scotland, then do not forget to leave a like on the video for me. And do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this space right here. In terms of recent performances with England, well, I think we've only really played the one game since the last time you were aware. I think I've mentioned it. We did beat Germany in the third place playoff of the Nations League. 3-2, MyCareer with a hat-trick, and we have played one game since the game before this one against the Czech Republic at Wembley. 4-0 with Foden, Leithen, Tesgal and Suard all scoring. Very good performance. We played a normal 4-2-3-1, similar to what we played at Man City. Nice. Worked really well. And this is the team that we're using for this period of the save, international period, whatever. But this is the team that we're using. We have called a couple of different players up. We've recalled James Price. He hasn't played yet, but we have recalled him back into the squad. Mark Guay has kept his place. Lou Osterica as well has actually done pretty well in that last game. And then the player that we brought up was this guy, Ryan McArdle. 3-star current ability player, 3-star potential. He's actually a 4-star player at club level. Formerly of Arsenal. He's currently at Wolfsburg. We just brought him in and thought, let's just see how he goes. And he did okay. He wasn't spectacular, but he did all right. I am actually going to replace him for this game. We're going to give Stephen Whittle a game, who's really impressed me at Manchester City. He's not been spectacular, but he has been pretty good. But we'll put him in there, so we've got this dynamic of Whittle and Bellingham. Bellingham playing more as the defensive-minded of the two, whereas Whittle for Man City, normally the more defensive. In fact, let's do this a little bit differently. Let's swap them round. Let's have you go on to defend, and let's have you be a box-to-box midfielder. I just want to get Bellingham forward a little bit more, but we'll have Whittle be the one who stays back a little bit. So it mirrors Man City, the way that we play at Man City. So this is the 11 that we're going to be using. Derica's tired, actually. Should we bring him on? No, we'll leave him on. He'll be fine. This is the 11 that we're going to be using. It's Aaron Ramsdale in goal, with Livramento, Derica, Guay and Benford in defence. Whittle and Bellingham in the midfield, with Leithen, Suard and Foden supporting Tesgal up front. Scotland. One of the biggest games for England. One of the biggest games for Scotland, most definitely as well. The closest you can probably get to a derby in international football. We really kind of need to win this one. We do really need to put in a performance, and we've got the players to do it. We're an excellent team. They've got a couple of good players in there, but we should be absolutely dominating this. But it's a derby. You never know what's going to happen. Fingers crossed we do, though, and fingers crossed it's winning. Right, first highlight is actually Scotland with a corner, but Suard clears it out. Looking for Tesgal, can't quite find it. Scotland on the ball here, looking for the key pass. Livramento just leaves it for Ramsdale. We have restored Ramsdale as the permanent number 1. When Brennan Bradbury gets a bit more football, he will take the place of number 1, because I'm sure he will be England's number 1 goalkeeper for years to come. Right, Suard, who really has established himself in that attacking midfield role. And if he hadn't signed a new contract this summer, I think I would have looked to sign him. As it is, though, Emre Tesgal has made it 1-0. And Jude Bellingham in the box-to-box midfielder role with the assist. Jude Bellingham, I will say, hasn't really done the business for Man City this season. I'm not overly impressed with him, but I have looked at his position, a ball-winning midfielder on support. Although technically it's one of his better positions, I have kind of looked at it and thought it feels very restricting to him, but box-to-box might just be the one to go for, and maybe that proves it. And at Hampden Park, we lead by a 1-0 against Scotland. How long will that last, though? Because Scotland have got home advantage. That can basically give you an extra man at some point. So let's see whether we can manage. Miss Suard has just stolen that guy's lunch money, and Leithen nearly getting in there and making it 2. Leithen apparently not having a good game. I mean, he's had good movement, just his end product hasn't been the kind of what it needs to be. Foden as well has struggled for Man City, but actually in the last couple of games he has stepped up. And he did play well last time out for England. Right, Leithen heads it down to Tesgal, and Tesgal puts it wide. I was getting loaded up, ready to say, you'd bet your house on him scoring. I would currently be homeless. Kind of glad I didn't say it really. Right, Foden now with the free kick just outside the area, and Mayer with a great save, gets a corner, but prevents a goal. That's the main thing. He lets in a corner, but he prevents a goal. But Foden's to take this one. He's going to find the head of someone. No, he does not. And now the ball comes back out. Foden and Doak having a bit of a duel there, but the highlight ends. Deep free kick for Scotland here. Ben Doak looking to get it in. Doesn't really do a good job. And Livramento now on the ball, looking for options. Goes back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale, a bit of a miscontrol there, if I'm honest. Dwelling on the ball a little bit. Goes to Derica, who is tired coming into this game. We will sub him at some point, but we do maintain possession at the moment. Livramento now. Back to Derica. Into Bellingham. Bellingham. Yeah, I mean, it's a poor pass actually, but I don't know if that's Bellingham or if that's Leatham. I feel like I'm blaming Leatham for that one. But we do get possession back again. Ramsdale now looking to build from the back into Gueye. Gueye to Benford. Benford now looking for Foden. Foden looking for options. It's a heavy touch from Phil Foden to run onto there. Not having the best of games today, Phil Foden. And all of a sudden, Scotland are in, and Gueye manages to just clear it off the line. Oh, that is tense. That is very, very tense. I mean, we could. It's not like we can't afford to lose this game in terms of the qualification table, but we can't lose against Scotland. We just can't. Right, Derica to Livramento, into Whittle, Benford. A lovely little passing movement here, but we need to start getting further forward. Right, Livramento now. Goes back to Derica. We're being a bit more patient here. I'm not against our patience. Gueye into Bellingham. Bellingham, Foden, Foden looking for Tesgal, finds him. Tesgal gets an outward to Livramento. Livramento, there's a sea of red in the box into Suard, and Suard does get a goal, makes it 2-0. It's back-to-back goals for Alex Suard. It's an assist from Jay Leatham as well, and we lead by 2-0. Nice. Foden gets it into Tesgal here. Gets a bit messy in the middle here, but Tesgal just manages to find Livramento. Livramento just waits for the run of Jay Leatham, finds it. The Southampton pair linking up BEA beautifully, and we make it 2-0. Nice. That'll do. That'll do plenty. If that's the final score, I will be happy with that. But you know me, I would quite like more. I would very much like more. Let's get another 2. Boys, I would be very happy with a 4-0 scoreline. I would take that, and I would not complain about a single thing. But we are starting to look like a proper team. Those first games as England manager were a struggle. A few false storms, and I don't really get it completely because I used this formation for some of them and it didn't really work. I didn't realise Jude Bellingham had an injury. That's a bit of an annoyance. We'll bring Charlie Traynor on. We'll swap the 2 of them around, and we're going to have to go with that. Foden's going to come off as well. Carl Ratcliffe's going to come on. Let's see if we can get him a bit of action. Hopefully we can. That's 2 of our substitutions though, so we do need to be a bit careful going forward into the game. And we do need to keep Bilal and Derica as well. I think Derica's going to be the final substitution. Let's demand more from the boys, because a win's great, but I want a dominant win, especially against a rival. Right, Suard into Whittle. Whittle into Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe looking for Leatham. Can't quite find him. But the ball just gets to Livramento, who has a heavy touch. And here comes Scotland again. Henderson out wide to Mackay. Mackay looking for Bailey. Bailey into Henderson again. They're doing really well here, Scotland, with possession. But Traynor just runs in and takes the ball off of him. Into Ratcliffe now. Ratcliffe, I mean, he's passed it into Tesgal, who's clearly in an offside position. We don't even need to go to VAR. Referee, you just need to be disallowing that. You know that's offside, I know that's offside. That's really poor from Carl Ratcliffe. I don't actually think he's looking for Tesgal with this. I think he's trying to look for Jay Leatham. I mean, Tesgal is so obviously in an offside position, but look at the space down here that Leatham is in. And I actually think that pass is meant... It's not got the most power on it. I actually think it's meant for Leatham, and Tesgal kind of just assumed, oh, it must be for me, and then put it in the back of the net knowing it was going to be offside. So that's a bit disappointing. However, we're still leading by 2-0. We're still dominating them. But it would be nice to show a bit of a killer instinct here. I'm actually going to put us on attack. I would like one more goal. That would make me really happy. Whether we get it or not is another matter. Right, Derica. Out to Leatham to Livramento. Again, the Southampton connection working really well here. Lovely pass to Leatham. Leatham into the box, but no one was really there. Traynor now heads it forward. No one really there. It's nice to have a defensive kind of enforcer in someone like Traynor. Someone that we don't have. We don't really have a proper defensive midfielder, like a defending defensive midfielder. And it's quite nice to have one in this team. He doesn't necessarily start every game. He's not necessarily at the level to do that. Bellingham is definitely a better player and needs to be in the team. What I would class Declan Rice as in FM. I don't know if Declan Rice is necessarily more technical than that in FM23. Suard's gone down here. That's got to be a penalty. Kerr Smith with the foul. That has got to be a penalty, surely, and a chance for us to make it 3. The referee is checking this. I'll be very surprised if this doesn't get given. It does get given, and it is going to be... I don't know who that is taking it, actually. I've completely forgotten who our penalty takes are. I'm assuming it's Tezgel. It is Tezgel, and it is 3-0. Delighted with 4-0. I'll take 3. It's his second of the game. Third if you count the one that's disallowed, which you obviously don't, otherwise it wouldn't have been disallowed. So that was a really stupid thing to say, really, wasn't it, Stu? But 3-0, that'll do plenty. I would quite like another. That'd be delightful. Let's have a look at substitutions, and let's take someone off. I'm quite content to leave most of the players on. Derek has actually done alright. I'm going to take off Alex Suard, actually, and we're going to bring on Rafael Capital. Bring him on as a shadow striker. Let's give him an opportunity. No room for Alan Skinner, by the way. I've decided not to use him this time around. And as good as he is, and he is excellent, he's honestly one of the best players I've used this year in FM. One of the best players that FM has developed in the game for me this year. Hasn't really done it for England. And that is a bit of a disappointment, because we know how good he is. But to be honest with you, he's not having the best time against other teams in the Premier League with Chelsea at the moment either. So we were obviously really good at getting the best out of him, but other teams necessarily weren't. If I was him, I'd be a bit concerned by that. Right, I don't think there's much point showing you the rest of the games. We've still got 4 games to go. We've played 1, 2, 3, 4. We've already played 4, so we've played 4 of the 8. I don't necessarily think we'll show you any of these, so probably the next time we'll see you is the international break at the turn of the year, where we'll have friendlies. We'll try and get some high profile ones in now. We'll start having a look at the squad for the upcoming World Cup at the end of the season. That should be a lot of fun. But nice and short, nice and sweet, that's going to do it for this video. So until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed, and do not forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so, and you will make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I will see you next time. Cheers.